Alrighty guys, so Season 10, we got the confirmation, this is all we needed. So of course we had the kit for Rhya and Noel, obviously Clover Academy coming back. I mean, we already technically had it initially, being Season 1 for Mimosa, Yami and Asta, but another seasonal what? Noel, why did I put Mimosa and Noel together, what the frick? And then we got Rhya. So again, we've seen their kits. Now, look, I've said it before. Every time a seasonal Noel comes along, things tend to go in Noel's way, you know, with how broken she has been with like her previous seasonals. So obviously taking in all that into consideration and with where the game is at right now, how effective are these characters going to be? We have to keep in mind with Noel, you know, she's given that barrier immunity, but it's not being activated straight away, which means, as she's also a healer, Charlotte is, as of right now, in my opinion, the bigger or the biggest barrier play. As of right now, to where the meta is, Charlotte is the barrier unit, which a lot of people utilize outside of, you know, Radis, Noel and whatnot. It's just things have shifted in Charlotte's favor in the barrier play if you want to go down that route. Obviously global, soon you'll be able to experience that. And so I can see how this skill 1 will be pretty nice, but I feel like to have a passive to where we can potentially just instantly block, I think that would have been a little bit more better. But in terms of, I mean, this first skill, again, SP to the highest attacker, beautiful, and then that barrier immunity, I guess we can push that towards the highest all attacker on the enemy side of things. That would have to be the best bit, so that way Charlotte's passive is kind of being negated at that point. So I guess it's just the initial first turn we just have to get through, and then after that Noel can, well, that's if the barrier immunity is needed, because then if we go into the second skill in my opinion is a full-on counter to Mereoleona, because obviously with Mereoleona, the burn meta and the burn DOT is so consistent out of any other DOT, purely because, I mean, it's coming from a passive. I mean, you also got Witch Queen with the bleed and all the other DOT that she applies. But as of right now, the most DOT that we're truly seeing is from Mereoleona. Again, this is from a PvP perspective. Again, with PvE, it just really depends on the situation, and it depends on the boss themselves on what they're applying. So if they've got barrier going on, first skill's beautiful. If they've got DOTs going on, then of course with Noel's second skill, you can remove it. It's AoE, so the buff is being applied to all of your allies. And more importantly, if you do remove continuous damage, for the most part you will do so, for every instance of a continuous damage removed, you give yourself a X% of own max HP as continuous HP recovery. So there's a bit of a trade-off in terms of you need to have DOT being applied in order for Noel to work. So this kind of puts Noel in a specific area of her only working with going against it, DOT. That's going to be her main role as a healer. She is the DOT removal healer. So if there's no DOT going on, it's just not going to, well, the healing side of things is just going to be very limited, because then it's going to come from her ultimate. So grants all allies HP recovery equal to her own max HP. So again, healer, it's pretty simple HP scaling, you know that. Removes XD buffs from all allies, which there seems to be any RNG play on that, so that's beautiful. I assume it's going to be 2 or maybe more, hopefully. And then on top of that, grants all allies increased damage resistance. I assume level 3, but it could be level 2. So like full on, this ultimate is beautiful. The first skill is again completely fine, and then of course the second skill, it's obviously catering more to the DOT. So that is kind of about. And again, I'm with the build of Noel, and with the typing that we're kind of lacking in. I feel like blue, so I mean, if you guys, well, I'm sure most of you guys have already seen it, but like red typing and green typing low-key are running things. Blue typing has fallen off, which is a pretty weird, well, I wouldn't say it's weird to see, but it was in the making, because I mean, at the very beginning, blue really was just taking the forefront of like just being meta, right? And so yeah, it's interesting to see on how things have shifted to now where blue needs a lot of catering. And it seems like she kept her Halloween Noel passive. So at the start of the battle, inflicts reduced damage dealt debuff for X turns. I think this is Disarm. And again, this is pretty similar in terms of Noel, because I believe, if I can remember correctly, her initial passive is where she has like the making it so that the highest attack on the enemy team does 40% less damage, and then I believe the Disarm is on her LR plus 2. So taking a few things from the debuff for Noel, I mean that's greatly helpful in terms of just kind of reducing the damage dealt, right, from attacking enemies, so can't go wrong with that passive. The Awakening passive really is pushing more to the DOT meta, so if continuous damage is inflicted to self, grant self an X% increased mobility buff. So realistically what they're trying to get at is, hey, I understand that with Mereoleona being a thing and you're doing AoE damage, you're getting burn applied onto you, here's some increased mobility so you can get your ass in, get that second skill going, get those heals going, and get those burns removed. And I mean, again, it can class for any other DOT, but as of right now, it is the burn meta that is pretty much at the forefront of DOT metas, right? So that's actually very helpful to have, especially for a healer, so can't go wrong with that. And then on the LR plus 5, every turn grants all allies X% of own max HP as HP recovery. That to me sounds a little bit too crazy, because that is the consistency of just having a great deal of amount of HP just being applied. Again, if you can, I mean, at that point, what I would do is y'all just full on max HP scale her, because outside of just looking at her kit, I'm just like, right, this Noel is somewhat limited purely because she's really catering to the continuous damage healing side of things, which is completely fine. You know, I'll take it. We kind of need that right now because, you know, like I said, the burn DOT is kind of, you know, cancerous. But that huge sell point right here to actually max her out makes her, you know, an insane healer in terms of the consistency of a great deal amount of HP being recovered. So I'm curious to see in the future, are we going to get an attacker that works off from having increased max HP? Maybe it could be in terms of like when they, oh, Noel, because he works off from losing HP. Yeah, this one's I'm just kind of thinking about on how this would work for an attacking character in terms of max HP. Because if we increase it, could it be where a future character could be like, depending on their maxed HP, they can do more damage? Is that a thing? I don't know. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see on how this would work in the future. And of course, skill 2 we don't know. But that's pretty much Noel, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in terms of the current meta, the current situation, and how she would fit. But anyway, that's the situation on hand with Noel, with how she's going to be coming about, and focusing on taking care of certain characters, certain metas. I do believe she is going to be a powerful character to kind of, in my opinion, fight back with the DOT meta. So that is beautiful to see. And then obviously getting into LR plus 5, we'll have to wait and see under that one. And then we've got Rhya. So Rhya, as we have spoken about, is a full-on mobility character. So obviously on the first skill, grants an allied defender mage X% increased mobility buff. I believe Rhya is going to be a red typing. I'm pretty sure. I don't think, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was like, is he a red typing? Yeah, his power. If all allies have the red attribute, grant self speed plus at the start of the battle. Okay, so obviously straight off the bat, knowing that he's a mobility character, knowing that he's catering to defenders, you guys already know where this is going. You guys already know the red mono team once again is at it. Black Asta and future tanks on the red side of things that may turn out to be absolutely monstrous. You never know what the future holds. Yeah, but as of right now, Black Asta is getting more support by the looks of it, especially in mobility, which is very scary because, I mean, look, if you've got Asta in that anti-magic state and you're able to get him in sooner to where your opponent isn't exactly buffed up or set up correctly in order to kind of counter the damage or whatever, then it's an easy Oko at that point, right? Because I mean, at that point, what can you do? Second skill, you know, buff to all allies, granting them reduced damage taken. Like, yeah, second skill with Asta, with real second skill, you are tanking to heaven and back. And then the ultimate grants an ally increased mobility. I believe he's going to be a support, so with all this mobility play and with him being a support, his speed is already there. So this is 100% a full-on rush Oko nuke. And again, this would also be very, very beneficial in PvE. if only we had a red unit that can provide some good SP economy, that would be beautiful in terms of the consistency of a Witch Queen being able to activate her ultimate to then activate Asta and then having that mobility play. That would be insane. I would love to see an SP economy type of character for red typing. I will say that right now. And then, yeah, so if all typings are red, he gets more speed, so there's that. Awakening passive at the start of the turn grants self an SP buff. Oh, it's like Mimosa. Well, talk about SP economy. Well, there it is. But it's to Rhya himself. I'm curious on what they will do, because if it's only for him, I feel like they can apply more to the SP. Because obviously Mimosa, it's +1 for everyone, so it's 2 in total, right? Yeah. So I'm curious to see on if they can do more, but it's LR +2. If this was LR +5, then they can bump it up to a great amount. And then when it comes to LR +5ing him, upon taking damage from an attacker, grants self increased mobility. So realistically, this support Rhya, just make him an absolute unit, make him a tank. That is the key right now. Oh my god. Alright. Partner skill grants a partnered major increased mobility. I mean, at that point, you might as well just stick him in with Asta, you know, so that way you've got that mobility play early on, rather than using the ultimate, you know. Skill 1, increase all allies, increase speed. Yep, there it is. So that not only are you, oh my god, wait, not only are you going to be giving Asta the increased mobility, but you're also giving him a speed increase, but that counts for everyone. Christ almighty. Okay, well, yeah, it seems that we know where this is going. We know where this is going to be catering to specifically. And then the Grimoire passive, upon attacking an attacker, there is an X% chance to grant yourself an SP. Yeah, okay, so it seems he's giving himself that SP economy, but that's absolutely fine. To see what Rhya is bringing to the table with the mobility play for the red typing, you kind of want him to have his SPs at the ready, realistically. So that is Rhya in a nutshell, and there's nothing more to look at other than the fact that, yeah, this is 100% what he's going to be catering to. It's clear as day. So it seems that with Noel being released, she's combating the Mereoleona Festival meta, and then with Rhya coming across, he's supporting the Black Asta Festival meta. So that is what Season 10 is about, and that is how, when those two characters get released, on how they are going to be used and who are they going to be combating as well as supporting. So yeah, that is Season 10, ladies and gentlemen. Season 10 in a nutshell.